Am I the a-hole for not wanting my brother and sister-in-law to announce their pregnancy at my wedding? Ooh, this is gonna be juicy. I, 21 female, I'm getting married in a week to my significant other, 25 male. We got engaged almost 2 years ago, and through that, we've had some issues with my brother and sister-in-law. Let's call my brother Adam and my sister-in-law Maddie. So when we first got engaged, Maddie had announced her miscarriage at our engagement dinner. Huh? Oh, like that's horrible and sad. Like at at your engagement dinner. Let's keep going. I am a people pleaser, so I never mentioned it after it happened. However, she did steal all the attention. I had invited her to go wedding dress shopping with me, and she announced her other miscarriage. Another one? It put a damper on the whole day, and they had invited her out to drink without me, which I was okay with. Fast forward to 2-ish months ago, at the end of March, they told me they were expecting. I was obviously super stoked about it because they had struggled for a while and they deserve it. However, at the end of our visit, my fiance had mentioned that the next family gathering we were going to have is our wedding in June. At first, I was confused where he was going with this, but then it dawned on me that they were going to use our wedding for their announcement. Okay, no. I never had someone announcing miscarriages before, and certainly not on days where it's like not about you. Obviously, this is a terrible thing that happened, but do you really need to tell everyone on a day where it's like someone else's day to celebrate, and then everybody just like fawns over you because it's so sad? It's like, and now the actual pregnancy, no, no. Why don't they have everybody over for a different event that is unrelated to your wedding and announce it there? Well, let's keep going. We didn't bring it up in the hopes that they will never think to do that, but the next day, Maddie called and asked if she could announce her pregnancy at our wedding. It's interesting that she asked. Like, I'm actually glad that she asked. I was so livid, I did lash out. I'm not proud of it. I told her she always find a way to make everything about her and it gets old. My fiance calmed me down and we didn't communicate for a whole week. I do appreciate that she asked you first so that you could say no. But let's see if she respects boundaries. My parents were visiting me one day and I had brought up the situation and they understood why I was pissed off but said I should suck it up. I got mad and said if they were going to do that, that they didn't get to come to my wedding, and my parents told me I was being selfish. I think genuinely the one day where you are allowed to be selfish is your wedding day. You're allowed to be selfish and spoiled and have the whole day about you. Okay? Like, let's keep going. I've never loved having attention on me, but I've always dreamed of having a wedding day being about me and my fiance and not having any other distractions. That's not so much to ask, trust me. You don't need to justify yourself. I mean, I've always taken Adam and Mary's BS and I don't have the mental strength to do it anymore. I don't want to be rude by uninviting them, but they won't back down. They told pretty much everyone in our social circle, and most are on our side, but some are saying I'm being an a-hole and that my wedding day isn't just about me. Oh, you are right. It's about you and your fiance. Throughout the whole wedding process, I've been accommodating and I make sure I don't ask for too much from others. And I understand other people's lives don't stop because it's my wedding. No, 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 no. They can't help it. You don't need to announce your pregnancy at someone else's wedding. But I do just want my one day to be about me and the man I love. So Reddit, am I being an a-hole? Should I just let them announce their pregnancy to keep the peace? Well, it seems like this is a reoccurring issue. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if there is more to this story. It's just like, why do you seem to like announce these very private things at family gatherings where people are supposed to be like celebrating somebody else. Like, that's just weird. I don't think that this is a case of someone who really likes to steal the spotlight. They always like to steal the spotlight from people who never really want the spotlight, you know? Just a little bit of attention. Sometimes, a little, to be celebrated. You know what I mean? But let's check the comment. Petty Me is going to announce it on Facebook for them. Like, I fail to understand why you like have to announce it at someone else's event, like miscarriages and like pregnancies. Like, a lot of people, they announce these things on social media, and I can understand, wanted to do it like at a dinner or something, but to hijack someone else's like event is weird. You're weird. Okay, we do have an update. Let's get into it. Update. I am a wifey. Ooh. Yeah. Congratulations. So the wedding went surprisingly well. While getting my hair and makeup done for the wedding, Maddie called us repeatedly to supposedly let us know she was coming, whether she was wanted or not. So I was very nervous. So I'm assuming OP is getting to the fact that Maddie was not invited to the wedding anymore. I did reply to a few more comments about how my uncle works at the bar and some of his friends are bouncers, so we hired them as our security. We did have security for the wedding. I showed my uncle some of your comments and he has claimed all the petty energy. Maddie did not show up. However, she quite literally exposed herself after my wedding, so let's get into it. 1. She never had the second miscarriage. Hmm? So, when she made your entire wedding dress fitting about her, she didn't have a miscarriage. She just didn't like the fact that we were going wedding dress shopping for me. 2, she got drunk off her butt and told me she was not pregnant. Huh? 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 So, literally today, the day after my honeymoon ended, I got a call from Maddie asking if we could chat. Naturally, I was going to say no, but after talking to my husband about it, he said I need to set my boundaries as to where I stand in this friendship. So I did. We met up at a beach bar near our house to chat. I feel like choosing a bar while pregnant should have been a red flag. So she told me she was disappointed that she wasn't at my wedding and that she knew we would not be close after this, so she wanted to come clean. For starters, she didn't have that second miscarriage. She just didn't like the fact that I was getting all their attention. Did she admit that? She did have the first one, and she did have fertility issues in the past, so I wasn't going to second guess it. Now, as for her being pregnant again, she's not. To those who said her pregnancy seems too planned, that would be why. So yeah, she lied about that too. Huh. Even worse, my brother didn't know she was lying. She said she faked the ultrasound pictures and had those fake pregnancy bellies you can buy. I was dumbfounded. I stayed silent the whole time so she would talk. She was a middle school and a high school bully who got jealous whenever she wasn't at the center of attention or drama. She didn't like that me and my husband were getting all the attention leading up to our wedding, so she bought fake positive pregnancy tests and printed ultrasound pictures. At this point, she's probably 3 drinks in. Meanwhile, I'm drinking water because I thought she was pregnant. She told me a few other things about her and my brother's marriage that I won't mention out of respect. When I got home, I told Christian what happened and he told my brother. I wanted Maddie to come clean, but deep down, I know she wouldn't. As you can imagine, that didn't go over well with him. That night, Adam came to crash at our house and he's been super closed off since. When me and my brother talked, he told me that losing the baby was messing with their marriage and he came out of his depressive state when he found out he would be a father. Oh no, she gotta go. So he had no clue she faked her second miscarriage and her pregnancy. I did feel bad for him and he's currently staying with our parents. I'm not going to share where their marriage is at because I don't know all the details and they haven't talked to each other in a hot sake. My wedding was amazing, and besides getting threats from Maddie that she was going to show up, and some of my other family members thinking they should be here, it went really well. I did invite my brother to the wedding, but he chose not to go because he was pissed at our uncle for sharing their pregnancy news. Only my parents and uncle knew that she isn't actually pregnant and read it, and they did want him to get a divorce. My uncle is a real one and pretty bad petty. Maddie sent him threats, score threats, after he announced the pregnancy and how they were going to sue him for sharing their important news. I don't think you can do that. Thank you to everyone who gave advice and support. I told Mandy that while I appreciate her coming clean, it was too late. Our friendship has been through too much, and I'm not gonna waste my time on someone who would just constantly lie to me and tear me down. I'm sad. I thought she was my friend, but I'll make better ones. So that's the final update. Someone could read a post like this and be like, damn, people like this, but believe me, there are many people like this. But what do you guys think?